So just so you guys know, I'm going to start recording. But yeah, this, even though a lot of us, what I love about this time is it's made us all slow down. So we're not doing the whole hustle and bustle and spending more quality time with the people who live in your home, having more conversations and even people that you don't normally talk to because you're on the move so much, you pick up the phone and call and you Zoom because you have the time because we're home. So to me, that's the blessing in all of this. It's so funny, Nicole. Okay, so I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for joining us for this Zoom cooking demo. We're super excited to have all of you on here. This is just one of the many types of events we do for our community. And these lovely ladies on here are all healthy mamas or entrepreneurs who are just passionate about sharing what they do. So let's see, so my name is Joy and I've been a part of this community for 5-6 years now. And I was actually introduced to this community through Michelle, and we met through a running group. And I met her at just the perfect time, and that's normally how things happen. I had just lost my mom to lung cancer, and she was not a smoker and had never lived with a smoker, not in her adult life at least. And so I was really looking for answers. I didn't want history to repeat itself. I wanted to know what I could do to arm myself to make sure I could be my healthiest self ever. So I had already started exercising and changing my diet, and my son was going into high school at the time, and he was a multi-sport athlete, and but he was not a fruit eater, and he would never eat fruit. So when Michelle told me about these fruits and veggies and gummies, I was like, oh, that's perfect, because I had never been able to get him to eat anything other than a banana. So I knew he needed to fuel his body with all the stress he was putting on it by playing multiple sports. And this amazing company is all about healthy living for the entire family. So for every adult order, children from 4 to college age get it for free for up to 4 years. So it was a no-brainer for me. So we decided to get on the Juice Plus, and Michelle kept inviting me to all these amazing events, and this community is just amazing. For anybody that's anybody who was invited to this event, whoever the person is, you know that they are somebody who's very passionate about healthy living and about helping others do the same. And I was just drawn to this, and I had to be a part of it. So that is my story. So we will start with Miss Elsa.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. You really could be anywhere else right now on Saturday morning, but you're here with us, so thank you for that. Like Joy, I met Michelle through my running group. At the time, I had gosh, how old was Alyssa? I think she was like 2. No, like 6 months old.
Elsa.
Yes?
It's hard to hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now?
Okay.
Give me a second.
It sounds a little muffled.
Yeah.
Just a little.
What it is.
But now we get to see you up close and personal.
Yeah. I think it's this. Okay. Let me turn it off.
That's much better.
Yeah. I didn't realize my kids had put on the Bluetooth this morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
It sounds better, right?
Yeah, that's much better.
Better?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, take two. This is my first time doing anything like this, by the way, like on like Zoom and showing people and all this stuff. But again, thank you guys for joining us. You could be anywhere else if you're here with us. Like Joy, I met Michelle through our writing group. I had Alyssa was probably my youngest daughter. She's probably about 4 months old. And I've always known that fruits and vegetables are amazing for you and for your body, but because I had a newborn and I had a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old in my house, I was just drinking so much coffee, and I was nursing, and I knew that was like, okay, don't do that, So Michelle kept on inviting me. She'd already been inviting me for probably like a year to like events and things, and I always told her no. But finally, I was like, you know what? Tell me about Food Plus. And she introduced me to the shake, and that's actually how I started my journey with the company. The shake for me just replaced what I wasn't putting in my body daily. Like in the morning, instead of going for coffee, I was going for my shake. And if I had coffee, that was great, but I wasn't drinking like 3 or 4 cups a day, like that happened. So, yeah, it's been like 6 years since that. And my kids love their Food Plus. They love everything about our community and even like engaging with the children that are part of our Food Plus family. So with that, I'm going to move on to the recipe that I have for today. It's super simple. I just found that over the years, like I've always loved vegetables, but finding ways to make them simply and yummy and good for everybody has always been like a priority. And since letting my body with Food Plus, I just crave it more. My kids crave it more. So here we go. I'm doing this a squash dish, and I'm making a chimichurri sauce. So I'm going to show you the chimichurri sauce. So I'm going to flip the camera now. See if I can figure this out. There we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Not my screen. Trying to figure this out. How do I share what I'm doing? Okay, let's just do it this way. All right. So here I have stuff for the chimichurri. Well, first, I cut up all the vegetables, which is squash and zucchini. I just have one of each. And then I will put a little bit of olive oil on them, a little bit of salt, and really it's to taste, honestly, and pepper. So I have the pepper here. I will probably, take it a couple of times, and then just move everything around, and I place it in the baking sheet. And as you can see, my baking sheet has already been used because there's a magical way of doing this apparently. So I place everything on here. Make sure that every bit of vegetable zucchini has olive oil on it. And yeah, and then I place this in. This actually the one that I'm doing. I'm putting it in my air fryer. In my air fryer for about 20 minutes. However, you can put it in your oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Just gauge to make sure that the top is a little brown and that your veggies are cooked. But of course, raw veggies are always yummy too. So this will go into the oven or the air fryer for 20 minutes. And here I have all the ingredients for the chimichurri sauce. So I already have it kind of prepped, but this is cilantro from my power garden, which is growing crazy wild. Flat leaf parsley, and I have sprigs of basil from my power garden as well. Oregano, probably about 2 to 3 teaspoons of oregano, half a cup of red onions, 3 cloves of garlic, and about a quarter of a teaspoon of red pepper. And I like things spicy, but my kids may not, so I will not cook too much. And then I do probably just a little bit of salt also. And then I will put all of these ingredients into the food processor. So in here, I already have cilantro and parsley packed. So it's a bunch of both, probably about a cup of each. So I'll put all the ingredients in here. 3 cloves of garlic, and I'm sorry for my husband, he's apparently financing. Onions, I get in there. The oregano, basil, and then I will squeeze some lemon. And again, it's to taste. So I will do that and put it in the processor, which was kind of addicted to me by my sister. And probably used it a few times, and that's as much as I was supposed to. So yeah, and then I just turn it on. Okay, turn it on. So I pulse a little bit before. I pulse it so that way the cilantro and all the ingredients in there kind of chop themselves, and then I'll add the olive oil slowly. So, and the olive oil is half a cup. I mean, a cup of olive oil, half a cup of olive oil actually. So, and I'll put this recipe in the text after we're done. So, as you can see. And this sauce can really go on anything. You can make it and then put it in the fridge for about 3 days if you like. Just put it in the mason jar and have it in sugar so that it's tightly. But this is the chimichurri sauce, and then I will take out the my magical and that are like prepared actually, kind of like how the city people do it. And so here are my veggies already that I put in the air fryer, and then I can serve this chimichurri sauce on the side, or just drizzle it over the veggies. So here's the consistency of the chimichurri sauce. And then you can just kind of drizzle it, or you can put it on the side for your veggies. And again, you can add whatever veggies you want. I only have squash because it's what we have left in our farm share that my sister picked up for me last week. So, but you can put tomatoes in there if you want, red onions, chopped, everything just kind of diced and chopped as big as you'd like it. And then, yeah, so it's super simple. So roasted vegetables with a chimichurri sauce, and that is my recipe.
Yay, thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you guys.
Uh-oh, did Michelle get dropped? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so next we will have Chef Nina.
Hey everybody. I am going to be working with kale since so many of us have tower gardens. So just wanted to show you, this is the kale that I'm using. This is called the curly kale. Sometimes I know we grow dinosaur kale or lacinato, which is the same thing. This is one of the other types of kale. It's incredibly fresh, and just wanted to show you some things you could do with it really quickly. And one comment, we're just going to be using the leaves, like the fluffy part. So all I do is I pull it off. And then so many of us just usually get rid of the stalks, right? So one comment that I wanted to make is you can save the stalks and marinate them. And then they can get cooked really low in your oven. I do them in a dehydrator. But you know how at the bars there's usually like breadsticks and pretzels and snacks and, you know, chewy, crispy, crunchy things? I certainly love all of that, but I got to tell you, It packs on the pounds when I'm eating breadsticks. So this, the kale stem, becomes a great alternative to breadsticks. That's going to be a lesson for another time. I'll talk about the marinade one day and post that. But just save your stems. We're so used to throwing them out. I just wanted to point out that we can be fully sustainable and save them and use them. Okay, so back to the leaves. Now, because the camera is set up, I can't really show you my cutting board, but I just wanted to say you can just tear your kale. All right, that's all you need to do is tear it up in little bits. It doesn't matter if it's not that little. I already have a bowl of that already done, so I'll show you. All I did was tear this by hand. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some salt. This is to make a marinated raw kale salad. And the marinating and the raw part, you know, I know all of us are probably used to eating kale salads. The thing is, sometimes that kale leaf either has a strong taste or it's got this kind of rubbery texture. And I can tell you that by marinating it and salting it and putting citrus, it's gonna end up feeling almost like it's cooked, but you still get all the benefits of everything being raw. You won't lose any of the nutrition, and this will bring it all out. So here goes. I'm gonna add some pinches of salt. Now, I don't like adding salt in general. So when I do add salt, it's only like if there's really no other great alternative. And also, I make sure that the salt I use, I make sure that that salt counts. And what do I mean by that? It means that I don't use plain white salt. It means we want to use salt that has all of the natural trace minerals in it. So a sea salt is good, or a pink Himalayan salt is great. So all I do is I toss it with salt, and this is what the massaging part has to do. It's not just a matter of marinating. It'll go a lot faster as long as you massage it. You're going to start to break down the cell fibers. This makes the digestion of it ultimately be a lot easier and more gentle in your body, in your digestive system. So I add a pinch of salt. I'm going to add one more because that first pinch is now nicely incorporated. Now, the key to plant-based cooking and vegan cooking is to add as many layers of flavor all the time. Layer upon layer upon layer. There's no way that I ever get tired of explaining that. So what does that mean in this case? It means that I add, I make big batches of seasoned salt that have tons of herbs in it, herbs from the Tower Garden. So the salt that I just added is salt that already has other herbs and seasonings in it. So that's it. What's the next way that we're gonna add a little bit of layers of flavor? It's gonna be with citrus. What do I mean for citrus? I'm gonna put the bowl down a second so I could show you. It means that, look at my 2 lemons. All right, this one is not sick. This one started out looking like this one, and I took all the zest off of it. So there's not many tools that I believe in us spending money on. I would rather that we all get a chance to spend our money on really quality ingredients instead of gadgets. So to answer Leonza's question, the way that I add layers of flavor is that I make sure I don't just start with kale. I add a seasoned salt to it. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna add some lemon zest to it. So let's see if I could do this in front of the camera. So all I do is I scratch. Can you see the zest flying? There you go. I scratch off the outer layer, only the outer layer. The inner layer, the white, gets a little bitter. There's lots of great nutrition to it though. But anyway, do you see all that lemon zest shaking over it? So we add lemon zest. That's one of the next ways to add layer. I'm gonna add more because I did it in advance. I also, you might notice, I also have orange zest. If I had had lime zest, I could have used that. Any citrus zest is delicious with kale. So I add a bunch. Can you see that? There we go, all of that. Now, make sure to keep mixing all that in. Best way to do this is with clean hands. You know, if you're working in a restaurant, you're wearing gloves. I'm doing this at home. I just washed my hands before we got started. So I don't know if you can already see, but it's already starting to get darker and it's feeling a little bit wet. It's just gonna take these few moments. And honestly, if you have 20 minutes and you start this beforehand, like I'm gonna be done in just a minute with this segment of my little broadcast, but afterwards I'm gonna show you the final result, but I just wanna show you, it's already changing. It's damp in my hands, it's moist, and it's softer, which means you don't have to worry so much about what kind of kale you're growing anymore, because even the crunchiest, thickest kale, this works so well with. All right, so all the lemon zest is incorporated. I'm gonna add one more thing and then hand the camera back over to the next chef who's gonna show us what to do. So here goes. This is the last part of my lecture that I always love to give. You know, everybody thinks that as a chef, I have all of these tools and gadgets and gizmos. I've had them all. I've gotten rid of all of them. My 3 favorite tools in the kitchen, well, 4, because my hands are really one of the tools. My favorite tools in the kitchen are a really good cleaver, a zester, one for the kitchen. There's one in the bathroom too for pedicures, but make sure they're both different so that you don't confuse them. So this is my favorite thing in the kitchen. And for making citrus juice, you know, I've had so many different gadgets. I'm not going to run through all of them. This is one you all have. This is my favorite tool for making juice, and I'll show you what I do. First of all, when I cut open any citrus, I can see if there's any pits. It's true, there might be some towards the bottom and I might miss a few, but usually I can catch them. But first of all, if there's any in the middle, I can just pop them out. And next thing is I just stab. Let's see if I can do it in front of the camera. There we go. I just stab, and you can already see the juice is starting. Can you see that on camera? The juice is starting to come out. Now, once, whoo, there it goes. It's running like a river. All right, so we keep poking, and look at that. I see a pit coming out. I have a chance right now. Flick it out. All right, check this out, ladies and gents. Squish, squish, squish. Now, this is the magic. And the thing is, you don't have to spend a penny on this tool because I know you all have at least one fork in your house. So here we go. Oh, and a pit just dropped in, and we'll kick that right out of there. Bam. All right, here we go. This is all I do. I saw up and down, and then I squeeze the lemon or the lime or the orange. I squeeze it and keep moving it around and keep sawing at the same time. Now, I'm not coordinated. I can't do that, like pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. But this I can do with 2 hands. This is all it is. I challenge everyone with all of your gadgets. I can get more citrus juice out of my citrus than you can with all of your gadgets. And I'll put my money on that. So save your money. Don't buy the gadgets. Find a way to use the everyday tools and save that money and apply it to good quality food, like organic, healthy, clean. All right, there we go. So the last thing, now that the juice is in there, and Leonza, this goes back to your question of how do you add layers of flavor? This is one of the ways. So I saw, let's see, 2 more pits popped in there. I can pull them out and check what I'm gonna do, friends. All I'm gonna do is just mush that around. Now, I'm a big believer in no oil or low oil cooking. So what I would add to this in lieu of oil is either nuts or seeds or avocado, and that'll give you that oily fattiness without adding any of the inflammation that we get from adding oils or any of the fat or the calories. The only exception that I make for oil is, you know, as we all know with our Juice Plus products, is an omega-3 oil, which is an algae oil called Thrive. And that's actually why I still take the omegas every day, because I don't use that much oil anyway. So how much oil are we really going to be using in our life? Anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'm just going to ask at the end, I don't have anything else to say at the end. I'm just going to want to show you what the result looks like after it's been resting. See, all we did was massage it. Okay, listen, thanks for letting me be on here. This was great fun. I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you get to make it with all the kale from your gorgeous tower gardens.
Thank you, Nina. That was great.
My pleasure.
not just a demo, but lots of great information too, and tips, and that was awesome. Thank you. I think somebody wanted to ask you a question. Lanza, I don't know if I'm saying
Yeah,
that right.
it was me, because when I asked the layers, the seasoning layers, I was thinking on pre-made, like maybe you let dry if you have some rosemary or something on your tower garden, and then you put it together with the salt. But I saw that the question came because, you know, a salt, if you get salt with something that is liquid, it won't, you have to do it at the moment. But can you do like the layers prior to it?
Sure. So here's what I do. First of all, I add layers of flavor every chance possible. Before, during, after. It's never too much. You don't want your food to be bland and boring. So some things I like to add before because the flavors come together. They get to marinate together, and they get to well, really, they marry. And you can always add something at the end. So it's possible, like I just use lemon juice for this, but I also have an orange. You could, at the end, once you taste it, say, oh, it's a little too lemony, or I want a little more flavor. You could add chilies, you could add, you know, hot pepper flakes, or you could just, like, let's pretend this is the end for just a minute. You could just squeeze, you know, a little orange juice at the very end. It's a great way to make a dressing without having to have oil and the calories and the inflammation. Thanks for your questions. Great question.
Thank you, Nina. Okay, so next we have Miss Nicole.
Thank you, Chef Nina. I want to learn how to do that breadstick from the kale stem. So please include me, please. I love it. So many good tips. So hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Fiol. I am a mom of 3. I've been enjoying and learning from this community for the past 7 years, and I'm so thankful because I've learned so much. All I knew what to do was to not to eat, starve, exercise, and yet didn't get my results. So it was not until I started learning and getting educated through this community, just like that I understood that it's just one simple change, which is adding more whole foods to our diet. And I did that, and oh my goodness, everything just started to evolve. And I got my abs, eating more, exercising less. So I got them in the kitchen. Can everybody hear me? Okay, good. So one of the things that I knew what not to eat was bananas because they're fattening and they, you know, you don't want them when you want to be skinny or, you know, look good. That was my whole focus, not to be healthy. So give me 1 second, Daniela. I'm using bananas in all 3 dishes that I'm doing today. 1 second. So I did my first batch, but my little one ate them all. So I started now. So I smashed 1 banana. First, you smash it first. Then once you have it smashed, you add a whole 1 egg. Then once you mix them together, I add a little bit of cinnamon powder. And then I also added the complete vegan shake, which is all the nutrition and all the protein that we're looking for to have in our body. And I mix all that together. And so then I like them small because it makes me feel that I'm eating more, and mentally it plays with my mind that I'm eating a lot, although they're small. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I already have a few here so you guys can see how beautiful they are looking. Very small, but I'll show you. Let me clean the pot first and I'll show you that. So in this community, I also learned about these little spatulas. Oh my goodness, I used to see them all the time. And I was like, oh, how cute. Those are for little kids to play in the kitchen. No. A friend of mine showed me that they are fantastic for cooking. So now I use them all the time, just in case you thought like me. So let me show you. So I use over here a regular larger spoon. And that's what I use to make them. Can you see it? Because I grabbed the camera. I mean the computer. So this is my measurement. Then over there I have oatmeal. That's another thing that I didn't eat because you know, people talk and, oh, they are so fattening, you should not eat that. Has a lot of fat and carbohydrates and whatever. So nope, not really, because we do need all that, right? So I started this time a while ago back. So I first put them overnight in water, my oatmeal. I use gluten-free oatmeal in water. So then I add more hot water to the pot when I'm ready to use them. And I leave them there for a few minutes. I also add cinnamon sticks for flavor. I love cinnamon and I know it's really good for sugar and flavor. So I have a few of those, then I'll remove them. And after a few minutes, I keep adding water. I don't let it dry. I added chocolate almond milk. And I will also add more protein, but this is chocolate flavor powder because this is a whole complete meal, number one. Number two, it has all the nutrients that we want. Number three, the body receives it as a raw broccoli, the sugar level of it. And I have a sweet tooth. So when I add the complete shakes to my meals, I notice how my body is completely satisfied nutritionally. So throughout the day, I'm not craving. I don't have all those ups and downs. I'm nutritionally fit. So it makes a huge difference in my sugar levels. And I'm going back here. And everything in my body. It's like it craves it when I don't have it. So this is pretty much ready. It takes me about 7 minutes to make my oatmeal, but that's it. And I put them in jars for the next day. So these are gonna be my future breakfast. The pancakes, I love them because they're a great to-go snack or a great to-go breakfast, because you can make them the night before and then you just grab and go, and I eat them on the go or room temperature. So
Nicole, you hit the mute button.
thank you. So I was saying that they look just like regular pancakes before I flip them. And just like Chef Nina, I don't like to use salt. And when I do, it's very little. Although people tell me that they taste delicious if you add a little bit of salt, I don't, from, you know, the sweet from the banana and the salt. Then my last meal, real quick, another banana. I also add banana to my oatmeal at times when I want to change the flavor, or I add water only instead of the milk to switch up the flavors. I have a whole banana here. This is great after working out in the morning or anytime. It's very fulfilling. And although it looks little, it's a lot and it fulfills you tremendously. So I have a whole banana here. Then I am going to add nut butter. This is cashew butter. I'll show you guys now how I do it. I may not have the best presentation, but it tastes delicious. And again, I'm using another small spatula. So these are the good healthy fats, and they have a lot of omegas, which we need for our body. I did not know that either until this community, and I love it because, you know, you learn as you do and as you go. Then because of this quarantine, I didn't want to go to the supermarket. I usually put fresh blueberries, but I had a whole bag of organic frozen berries. So I am going to use that, and I'll show you now how it's looking. And I have never done this before, so I don't know how they're gonna taste. I'm gonna sprinkle with some shaved almonds. I usually use hemp seeds, but I haven't been to Costco, so I don't have any. And I'm not going. So, and this is my other either breakfast or after workout snack. Delicious. And you can sprinkle chia seeds, any kind of seeds for crunchiness. And then my pancakes are ready. That's it. And that's it. Oh, I do add a little bit of coconut oil. I used to add vegan butter but I noticed that it gets dry real fast, so I had to add more and more. So I just add a little bit of coconut butter in the pan and they don't stick. So enjoy. Thank you.
Nicole, I had a question. It's just one banana?
Well, you can do as many, but for one banana, one egg.
Okay.
And I do everything by eye, so I just add a little bit of cinnamon. I just add a little bit of the powder. If you add too much, it tastes powdery. So I just add enough, and that gives the consistency. And they're gluten-free, and there's no, what is it, harina? There's no Elsa, harina. The powder for the regular, oh my goodness, carbs. No, not carbs.
Flour.
Ah?
Flour.
Flour. Thank you. Yes, flour. There's no flour. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I like to have the oatmeal a little bit wet because when you heat it up, it gets a little bit dry, and when it sits, it also dries up. So I like to leave it a little bit wet, and this is ready to go. And that's it. And these are going to be my future breakfast. Take it away, Joy. You're next.
Thanks, Nicole. That was great. Okay, so I am next, and my meal is banana oatmeal muffins. And I'm not as great in the kitchen as these ladies, so my muffins have already been made. So I will just go over the ingredients. I'm actually going to share the recipe on the screen for you guys. So you can take a screenshot or take a picture, jot the ingredients down. But it's really simple. Some old-fashioned oatmeal, a scoop of the Juice Plus Vanilla Complete or a packet, 3 eggs, 3 bananas, tablespoon of baking powder, tablespoon of baking soda, half a cup of maple syrup, and this one has raisins, but you could use, any other kind of fruit that you like, or nuts or veggies. And you preheat the oven to 350 degrees. You blend the oatmeal up until it has like a powder-like consistency. You mix in dry ingredients, blend your wet ingredients, and then you blend your dry together with your wet. You add your fruits or your veggies, and you bake. If you use the mini muffins, which is what I used, it's 10 minutes. And if you use regular size muffins, then you would bake for 15 to 20 minutes. So super simple. I will show you. I use the mini muffins, like I said. Hold on, I'm trying to show them to you. And so now I have muffins for the week that I can eat with my fruit, or whatever else I choose to eat for breakfast in the morning, but it is super simple. And so we've all been talking about this community that we're a part of. So I'm also going to share my screen again and show you a really quick video that explains it.
Your screen isn't sharing.
It's not?
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Could you hear it?
There you go.
Sorry. Can you hear it? Hold on.
I believe the option should be at the top to share. Where is it? Oh, I can't see it on mine now.
Hold on.
Nicole's enjoying her breakfast. I'm so jealous.
We can see it. We just cannot hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
Is your volume up?
Yeah, my volume's up. And of course I did this yesterday and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, I think someone said it. There should be a button to share your audio, but because you're the host, I can't see it on mine. But remember when we were looking at it for Sadine, there was a button to share audio?
Yep.
So if you select share, there are two options at the bottom of the share screen before you click the actual share button. It says share computer sound and optimize screen for video clip. Make sure you select those two options.
You're muted, Joy.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on one second for me.
Education, and today I'm excited to share with you what Juice Plus is. Juice Plus is over 30 different raw, vine-ripened whole foods. It is non-GMO and NSF certified to be pure food. I love to call it a salad in a capsule. It's important to understand the process that the fruits and vegetables go through in order to be encapsulated or put into chewable form. First of all, our fruits and vegetables are completely vine ripened. They are allowed to attach to the plant until they're ready to fall off. They are then put into a giant grinder, which is important to know because the whole fruit and vegetable goes in. It is not a juice, it's actually the pulp of the entire whole food. This is important because in an orange, for example, up to 80% of the vitamin C is found in its peel, and that is going into this product. It is then dried out at extremely low temperatures, which allows the fruits and vegetables to stay live, then encapsulated or made into chewable form. Here's the reason that even good eaters are noticing positive benefits. Number one is that even if you count yourself as a good eater, you probably are not able to get 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. Here's an image of what 13 servings of veggies and fruit looks like. I mean, this is so much food. I know even on my best day that I'm not getting near this amount. Another reason is that what we're getting from the grocery store is not vine ripened. It's been picked up to 2 weeks early so that it can ride on the truck or the boat and get into the grocery store and then still have time to sit on your counter or in your fridge at home before rotting. This is important, obviously, because we won't buy rotted food. This is also a problem because most of the nutrition goes into the fruit or vegetable in its last 48 hours that it's attached to the plant. Fruits and vegetables that go into Juice Plus are allowed to grow through that 48 hours, which makes them much more nutritionally dense. The other thing is we are not getting enough variety. They're showing now that it's so important for us to get variety, and they're saying eat the rainbow, and that sometimes is more powerful even than getting enough servings. I know I'm a creature of habit, as most people are, and I'll usually eat what's in the house that will be available for my kids. For example, they love cucumbers and tomatoes, and so we eat a lot of cucumbers and tomatoes. I'm not really getting bilberries and blackberries and papaya and things like that. One other thing to mention is that food synergy comes into play when we eat that variety. I love this slide because it said 1 + 1 = 3. Well, this is true when foods work together. Broccoli can be very good for you as well as a tomato. But if you eat broccoli and tomato at the same time, the synergistic effect of them working together allows your body to absorb more nutrition from both of them. So because you eat them at the same time, you get more nutrition from each one of them. This is called food synergy. Now you can imagine if you were having 30 different vine-ripened raw fruits and vegetables working synergistically in your body every single day. The reason that I decided to give Juice Plus a try was because of the Children's Health Study. This is a program where we give Juice Plus, usually in chewable form. If the kids are young, it can also be in the form of a capsule, whichever you prefer. And Juice Plus is given to children for free for 4 years. In exchange, we collect some data on what you have been noticing in your child. This is so powerful. 96% of children were reaping a positive benefit of some kind. Wow, that's amazing. Honestly, so impressive. And the other thing that I really love from this slide is that 61% were noticing that they were eating more real fruits and vegetables. Juice Plus is not a replacement for real whole raw food. In fact, it catalyzes us to crave and consume more of the real thing. This product just bridges the gap between what we actually are eating, which probably isn't 7 to 13 servings and probably isn't that variety of 30, and what we should be eating, which is that rainbow of 7 to 13 servings. Juice Plus has 3 product lines. I've thoroughly explained to you the fruits and vegetables in a capsule and chewable. Our second product line is our complete line. So this comes in the form of a powder, which you can make into a smoothie or simply shake with water or milk. You also get the bars in this line, which are a whole food bar, which includes protein and fiber, etc. And these are great products which contain different fruits and vegetables than what you would be getting in the capsules or chewables. And our third product line is our Tower Garden. This is a vertical aeroponic growing system which uses a water earth mineral tonic mix that drizzles over the roots, and this is set to a timer. You can actually purchase the grow lights and grow this indoors if you'd like all winter for those of us up in Canada, and you can grow it outdoor on your patio or deck in the summer. I love that all 3 of our product lines are helping families get more nutrition into them. So how do you know that it works? Well, this is where my science background comes into play. I love our research. We actually have 35 published clinical research studies now, and they are done at highly renowned places of education, places like Yale University, the MD Cancer Institute, etc. The research is then done, passed over to a peer review, which means a separate set of scientists that weren't involved in the study, looks at the study, decides if it's valid, and then allows it to be published in highly prestigious medical journals, such as the Journal of Cardiology. Now, what I love is that our studies are randomized and double-blind, also placebo-controlled. So one group is taking a placebo, one group is taking Juice Plus, and neither the researcher nor the participant knows who is taking what. The studies are done based on blood work, and afterwards, the results are conglomerated and we can see whether it has addressed said question. So basically what we pay for is the question. Does Juice Plus reduce inflammation, for example? And then the university decides the answer. We have no say on the answer. So I love our research because it's completely randomized, placebo-controlled, gold standard research. Basically, in a nutshell, what our research says is that Juice Plus gets into your body, into your bloodstream, is recognized by your body and used by your body like real fruits and vegetables. We're seeing the same benefits in the blood work that we would with real whole food. So you can be rest assured that you're not wasting your money. How do you know it's safe? Well, a third party comes in unannounced anytime they want. They are called NSF. They come in and certify our product to be free of contaminants. What that means is they have never found anything other than what is listed on the ingredient list, pure, raw, whole fruits and vegetables. So we've never lost the certification in over the 20 years that we've been on the market. And I'm extraordinarily proud to know that there is no heavy metals, no pesticides, no herbicides, no chemicals of any kind in this product, which makes it safe for Olympic athletes, babies, pregnant and nursing moms, and you name it, they can take it. This is just food in a capsule. So I thank you so much for taking a look at our product, and I'm excited that you have an open mind, and I hope that you decide to make the choice to add this product to your life.
Okay, so that tells you a little bit more about our community and what we have to offer. So if you have any questions on any of the information that was shared, please get with the person that invited you to this event. Okay, so we're going to keep moving on to our next demo, and that will be Sharon.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. I'm Sharon with Flamingo Bay Wellness, and thank you, Joy, so much for inviting me to be a part of this great group. These are some amazing ladies, and just every time we get together, I just learn so much more, and just so grateful to be a part of it. And so thank you for having me. Today, I'm going to share with you banana cinnamon bread protein bites. This is one of the most simple recipes you can do. It's something you can do with younger kids, and it's even something older kids can whip up really easily on their own if they want a quick, healthy snack. So just even a little bit before I go, my health journey started about 10 years ago when my husband was first diagnosed with cancer. And we were in the doctor's office, and he said, and I asked him, what about diet and nutrition? He's like, diet doesn't matter, go have a cheeseburger. It never sat well with me. I just was like, that just can't be right. You know, this just doesn't make sense. So I really started learning and researching on my own what it really meant to have good nutrition. And we're following the pyramid, and we're reading labels, and we really thought we were doing well. But there's some flaws in some of the diet information that it's out there these days. And so it really took a long time to really research and educate ourselves on what truly is healthy eating. And it is fruits and vegetables. You just cannot get away from it. But that's where a wonderful product like Juice Plus comes into play, that you can get all those fruits and veggies without having to eat 10 cucumbers and 2 heads of broccoli and some cauliflower every day, which we all know it's hard to get that many servings in. So again, through our journey, even myself with stress, adrenal fatigue, high cortisol levels, diet and nutrition really plays a huge part of that. So today we are doing well. My husband's really doing well. He has had many of the complications that come from obesity and cancer and diabetes. He has congestive heart failure. And that was one thing that drew me with the Juice Plus, is the cardiovascular benefits that it has from all those fruits and vegetables that you're flooding your body with. So I'll be really excited to share with you guys in about 6 months when he gets some blood work and sees what a difference these products are making in our lives. So, all right, so to the recipe, banana cinnamon protein bites. In this bowl here, I've got 1 banana and some sunflower butter and some maple syrup. And a quick note on the bananas, where Nicole was talking about, I think bananas are fattening. It really depends on when you eat them. A banana like this is not going to have as much sugar as your dark black, the brown, when they really start to ripen. The riper they get, the more sugars develop within it. So if you're eating them a little less ripe, you're going to have a little less sugar. So not quite as fattening and still an enjoyable treat. You're getting all that good vitamin C, the potassium that's so good for your circulation and that kind of thing. So we've got bananas. Butter, nut butter, use any kind you want. You want almond butter, cashew butter. I like sunflower butter. So you can pretty much use whatever you have in your pantry. That's a good thing with this recipe. It's whatever you have. So those are our wet ingredients. This are dry ingredients. I've got almond flour, coconut flour, a vanilla protein complete, cinnamon, and nutmeg. And just a touch on this, with these flours that we're using, low carb. But you can use any kind of flours. You could use oat flour. You can use all almond flour and add in some oats. So again, very forgiving recipe that you can really tweak to get that right consistency of what you're looking for that particular day. Let's see. So note on cinnamon. Cinnamon is such a great spice, especially what can help you with, if you're diabetic, it can help lower your blood sugar. Nutmeg's good for your immune system, your digestion, improves circulation. So you're not only getting a really tasty treat, you're getting a lot of great health benefits. And of course, that complete powder in there, you're adding all those hidden fruits and veggies so the kids don't even know that they're actually eating broccoli. So we just mix all these together. And so Joy, if you want to share the recipe on the screen, everybody can take a screen print of that, or take a photo real quick while I'm stirring this together. And this is, I love to add stuff, as you can see, just adding things. And you know, if you're wanting to make it a little more of a superfood, you could add in spirulina. Spirulina is a superfood. It is immune supporting, adds more protein. It can lower LDL and triglycerides. Something I know everybody kind of pays attention to in their blood work. Anti-cancer properties. And it can even aid in blood sugar control. So again, this is a diabetic friendly snack, but might be mindful of what you're using. You know, your bananas, you don't want them too ripe, so you want a lower sugar there. But this is a good snack. And of course, not going to eat all of them at one time. So if you need that little bit of something to curb a sweet craving, you've got it in this. And I was talking about the spirulina. Spirulina is actually, this is the blue-green algae that goes into our Juice Plus Complete. They've skipped the middle fish and went straight to the algae. That's where your omegas come from. So that's another way. So adding some little bit of that into your diet, but still take your omega blend to get full-on omegas of your 3s, your 5s, your 6s, your 9s, all that good stuff. They make it very simple there. All right, so kind of stirred everything together, and can't get much simpler. So this is where you see kids can really get into this and make their own snacks. If you want to go on back, I don't know if everybody had a chance to get a picture of the recipe. I'll be happy. I'll share it on my page, on my Facebook page, Flamingo Bay Wellness. I'll share it there so you can get a copy. You can also message me and I'll send it to you as well. So here we go. You just roll them into balls. Excuse me. And you're going to roll it into cinnamon sugar. And this is nothing. That sugar word. Don't be fearful of the sugar. This is literally a tablespoon of sugar for this entire recipe. So this is cinnamon and sugar. I'm just going to roll it around in there. This little bit. You can use other sugars. Use coconut sugar. Use cane sugar. You can use, if you like sugar substitutes, there's some granulated sugar substitutes you can use, or you can omit it too. But this is just one way. Don't be fearful of it. Give yourself a little treat once in a while. Another tip with this is I store these in the freezer, and they're a great little thing just to go grab out of the freezer, have a little nugget. Feel like I'm getting kind of that delectable, maybe a little ice creamish snack kind of thing. So this is so there it is. So there's your banana cinnamon protein bite. And again, on the recipe, I shared some other things you could add in if you want to make a gingerbread bite. That's one of my most favorite flavors, as well as cookie protein bites or a vanilla chai. So there's lots of varieties that you can make with this. So bon appetit.
Thank you so much, Sharon. That was awesome.
Oh my God, these are so good. I'm addicted to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next we have Miss Bella.
Hello, how you guys are doing today? And I just want to welcome you guys. I mean, the information is phenomenal in this group. Like I said, it's awesome. Now, I come from a place of being more defensive because I had heart disease, actually had a stroke. Yes, I had a heart attack and ultimately bypassed. So coming to find out exactly the role that food plays and how we can kind of gain control and not have to be on certain medication. And, you know, I say, you know what, I'm living from a defensive mode because I still have deficits, but I learned a connection in reference to food and how food plays a role in everything that you do. All about phytonutrients. And I hooked up with this awesome community. I thank God, Lisa and T, because especially Sonia, she was the avenue because I was eating, you know, they talk about generational curses and mostly about generational behaviors. So I am like avid about learning as far as cooking, and I see the transformation happening physically, mentally, spiritually, in all aspects. So I'm just grateful I'm part of this community. And today I'm going to be showing you a few items that I'm doing in my kitchen. And you know what? I'm from my lineage or my background is Haitian. And you know, we as Black people, we need to have the flavor. And that was my thing of when I started eating, say, you know, healthier foods, some of the stuff lacked flavor. So what I started doing was incorporating some of the old editing. Like I say, I modify a lot. And you know what? I haven't missed a beat. So welcome to my kitchen. Let me turn it around.
Oh. We can't hear you, Bella. No, we can't hear you.
Here, no. Okay, you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll put your hand there. Okay, so we love the rice. We love the peas and rice. And I found a better way of modifying it so it's healthy. So I introduced quinoa into my diet. And I love it. It's a grain, and it's so much better for you. So today I'm going to be doing a quinoa with roasted vegetables. Like I said, I use everything. I try to go as natural as possible. You see that? I have my old garlic press. My mother from Haiti, she taught me about this. And all I'm going to do is just feed it a bit. Now this is better than, having to go in the store and buying it. Because, I don't like preservatives. I don't like additives. So I try to find stuff from the ground. That's why I said my pantry is ultimately in my tower garden in my backyard. So I'm going to beat that. And this is where the flavor comes in. My pan is on high, and I'm going to do a little more prep work here. Like I said, I try to find organic as much as possible. And I'm not going to cut. I'm not, because I know exactly, you pay now or you pay later. So I try to find everything. I'm like omitting pans, omitting boxes. And I'm just going back to things.
Your volume went down again, fella.
The way, you can hear me better now?
Yes. Uh-huh.
The way nature intended to be. So I'm just going to take my corn, something pretty simple. And I just want to show you how. You don't have to go to can. You can go ahead and buy your corn and actually cut them off. What a concept, right? Okay, my pan is on high heat. And this is how I add my flavors. You don't need to talk in reference to how lay in flavors. In the Haitian custom, flavors have to be there. And this is the garlic that I use. And I'm gonna use very little oil. Like Nina said, Nina's one that taught me how to do this as far as just omitting certain stuff so you don't lose the flavors. So if you can pan coming closer, you can see that there. I'm just gonna let that work its way in here. And next thing I'm gonna add is some onions. And onion wakes up everything. My pan is on high heat. I'm gonna cook that down. Because I love flavor, and my husband is a big thing with flavor. And if a food doesn't taste good, I could pretty it up. But if the taste is not there, there's an issue. Now this here, which I opt to not use salt, this is called a piece. Now this is a blend, and it's on my page actually, Heart Sister, and it's just a blend of marinade of different ingredients, and I add that to everything I cook with. So I'm not at this citrusy. There's no salt at all, but it brings the flavor. And go ahead, turn down again. So you can see how that's doing. If you can smell how this smells, it's amazing. I'm just gonna add that there. And the next thing I'm gonna add is my fresh ingredients. I have some zucchini here. That's a little bit I'm gonna add there. And let that fry up some more. Now I pre-cooked a few of these items. I'm just gonna throw these in. I have some bell peppers. I love the rainbow. I use everything. I'm just gonna add that there. Mix that around. Oh, if you could smell how good it smells. Anybody has any questions, Roy?
I just want to say I can tell how good that smells just from how good it looks. I mean, you can almost smell the flavors.
Periodically, I would add a little bit of water or a little bit of AP, because what happens is I'm not using oil, because with heart disease, you have to be really careful of the oils you use. So I just incorporate a little bit of steam. I call it a lot of steam cooking I do. So here I'm gonna let that cook down some more. And the corn that I have, just took off the corn, add that there.
Bella, someone asked, did you add more onions with the peppers?
Yes, I love onions. I'm guilty of it. Yes, I am. I'm an onion lover. I am. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna add, and I wanna show you these. These are off of my tower garden. When I tell you my tower garden is a godsend, I can actually walk in my backyard and pick foods that are gonna help me, full of protein, full of phytonutrients. And you know what? It doesn't have any pesticides, any herbicides. I know exactly what's going into my body. And having control to a certain extent, it's the best feeling ever. It truly is. So I just go ahead and I went ahead and I took some of this here. Now I pre-cooked some of it, but I did add some of the raw because I like it, because it's kind of, like Nina said, it's kind of thick, but once you add, I add in some of the cooked and some of the al dente. So then you still have the crunch. Come standing closer so you can see the pot. If you guys can see that. Like I said, time to time I'll add just a little bit of water to keep that steam going. If you can see how beautiful that is. And so the next thing I'm gonna add is some beans, red beans, more protein. Absolutely, if you can stick it in, I stick it in everything. Protein, protein, protein. Because you know, when you're like eliminating most of the animal meat, with people think that it's full of protein, where do animals get their protein from? So add that in there. And if you could smell, you could see how beautiful that is. Just pour in my plate. And you know what, we see a lot with our eyes and when we eat. So it's crucial that you add that color, you make it pretty. And sometimes my husband said I go overboard. No, I'm falling in love with my food, therefore I'm falling in love with myself. So next thing I'm gonna add is the broccoli, which I pre-cooked those a little bit already. See that there? It's beautiful. You take a look at that. Okay, the way you do the quinoa is cooked like grits. Like pre-cook this already. You just add water, you add the quinoa in, and like I said, it's a green, which is great. And I don't cook it all the way. I just do it kind of al dente because I'm gonna finish it off in my pot. So I'm gonna add that in right now. Come in closer, look at that. You can see how beautiful that is. My pot is still hot, it's high. Any questions?
You need your own cooking show. How about that?
Okay, so my pot is really hot. I'm gonna add a little bit more.
Yvel,
Yes.
Is that a special brand of quinoa? Because I'm new to this whole healthy food things. Is that a special brand of quinoa?
No, it's just the I'll actually have I'll put it up later. No, it's a regular quinoa. I just go with what they have on special. I shop a lot at Aldi's because I love their food in Publix, you know, but it's I'll see if I have the box. I mean, not the box, but the bag it came in, and I'll post it or have Joy do it. But you can see here, you see how you can see how the beans, the broccoli, the colors, the squash, and everything is in this. And you know, and my son especially, you know, he doesn't look and he says, Mom, what are you putting in here? But once he tastes the flavors, it's like awesome. So to finish this off, I put my tomatoes in last because I love those to be kind of firm still. So that's the last thing I add on there. And then I go ahead and I took some parsley from my tower garden. If you can see that. I'm just gonna go ahead. Like I said, my pantry is in my garden, which is in my backyard, which is an awesome feeling. Gonna mix that in a bit. And I'm gonna now add some red onions. Yes, just add that to there. If you can see that, I love onions. Sorry, guys. I love it, love it, love it. It brings such what happens here, in this here, you have a lot of textures. You see that? You have a lot of textures, you have a lot of flavors, you have a lot of nutrients, and it's a well balanced. And you know, once you bite you take one spoon, there's a multitude of flavors that are coming at you. And the pure resistance is lime juice. And that's my one step. I've learned how to live. I've learned how to cook. I'm feeding myself. I'm feeding my family. So it takes one simple change. And I thank Juice Plus, and I thank you ladies for being such an awesome, awesome, a friendship kind of. No, it's kind of like a family because I can count on, I can call somebody in reference to what's going on. And, you know, Nina, T, you know, Sonia, oh my gosh, Michelle, all you ladies have taught me so much. And I see how I'm evolving and I can't wait for what's next. So thank you for the opportunity and thank you for the privilege. Bye guys. Take one more look. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Bella. That was awesome.
Thank you.
We're all salivating just looking at the picture. So we're gonna try and flash back to Nina. Are you ready to show us your kale or not just yet?
I am.
Okay.
Okay, so there we go. I mean, it hasn't changed just in terms of looks, but it feels a whole lot wetter. And this is just the base. You can eat it like this. You can add a pile of this to a regular salad. And here's what I do. I add pepitas. I've been busy chopping up. Talk about our pantry in our backyard here in South Florida, whether it's mangoes or coconuts. So I've been working hard cutting out the flesh from the coconut. So I'm gonna add a whole bunch of chopped, diced fresh coconut to it. You could add any nuts or cashews or raisins or cranberries. I mean, really anything. I love adding avocado for some creaminess and some healthy, brain healthy fats and heart healthy fats. So at that point, you've made the base. It was pretty much ready when I left the screen the first time. Anyway, it's a wonderful dish. Thank you so much for having me on here. I love being here sharing, and I love learning from all of you. This truly is the best health club ever.
It truly is. Thanks again, Nina.
My pleasure.
Okay, and our last demo is from Miss Michelle.
Hello, happy Saturday, everyone. Oh my goodness. Everyone did such an amazing job. So I might be on the lower end of the spectrum of being an amazing, fabulous cook. I'm great at following recipes, but I like to do really simple meals. But man, Bella has my creative juices flowing right now and wanting to duplicate what she did because I have a ton of kale in my tower garden, and then Nina with her kale recipe. I'm like, yes, love it. So I'm Michelle. I've been a part of this community now for 9 years, and it's incredible the things that we learn being part of this community. I tell you, there's so many things that I just didn't know before learning how nutrition can help to prevent disease and the link between disease and nutrition. And so I've learned so many things, and I have so many tools and resources that help not only me and my family, but have helped hundreds of people to improve their health. So just exciting to be part of this community. So I'm gonna quickly show you guys what I did. And it's such a simple, easy snack or side dish to add to a meal. So I made sweet potato fries. Pretty simple. I took a sweet potato. So I'll show you, sweet potato, peeled it, cut it up into like fried-like sections, then washed it off, drained it, then I added oil. So my oil of choice is avocado oil. So I drizzled avocado oil over it. I'm gonna show you guys the finished product. You can use rosemary, any type of herb, but I didn't have any rosemary, even though I love rosemary. So I used oregano, and I also used some parsley because I just love parsley, dried parsley, oregano. I put that on there. And then the last thing I added was a pinch of Himalayan salt. So pink Himalayan salt, Nina referenced that earlier. It's one of the healthier salts. It has nutrients in it. And we know that sweet potatoes are full of nutrients, great fiber, not as high in the glycemic level as white potatoes, but white potatoes are still a great option if you're not frying them. So I have an air fryer. So my sweet potatoes, they cook really quickly, probably in less than 20 minutes. So here is my finished product. And let me just see if you guys can see that. Can you see that? So this cooked, like while I was on here in the first 15, 20 minutes, I had the sweet potato fries ready. I was eating a few of them, but these are just like some easy easy things that you can do on the fly. I mean, you can have this as a snack in less than, how did I cut the potatoes? So I cut the potato in half this way once I peeled it. And then I then cut it in half the other direction. And then I just went long ways. So I had some long sections and made them into these potato fries, which are a great, yummy snack. I love sweet potato fries. And the fact that I don't have to fry them, even better with the air fryer. The air fryer is amazing. I know your oven can do the same, but the air fryer has been one of my favorite kitchen tools in the past year, along with the Instapot. So I'll share with you, Nicole saying she's making them now. That's so funny. Yes, easy and delicious. The great part about the sweet potato fries, you can make them savory or you can make them sweet. So if you wanted to, instead of using like parsley or oregano, you can add cinnamon to them and have more of a sweeter taste to it. So you can, you know, switch it up a little bit. So I'll share with you guys that I'm actually doing a health coaching course, which is so funny. The course I'm doing, one of my homework assignments was to cook a really simple dish. And this is one of the dishes that he had in the recipe book. So I just did my homework while being online with you guys. So thank you for that. But I will also share that, like, our community and the things that you will learn, and when you, especially when you lock arms with us, is just incredible. The women that you see here are just all so amazing, and they're also supportive, and we just want to help each other improve their lives in all kinds of ways, whether it's through diet, exercise. I mean, you have some phenomenal women on here. And so if you are looking for a way to connect with some health-minded individuals that want to support you in your journey, no matter where you are, please reach out to the person who invited you. Like, this community and the resources that we have right now, we're in a time where they are so needed and necessary, and people are looking for simple solutions. And you know, that's what our company is all about. Juice Plus is all about simple solutions to get you on a better track. And amazingly, what happens is down the road, you start to create better habits. I'll share that 9 years ago, I was into health, but I was into fitness. And I thought it took to be healthy. I had no idea how nutrition played a really big role in staying healthy, and how, like Nicole mentioned earlier, abs are made in the kitchen. You can do sit-ups all you want and do all the exercise, but when you start to clean your diet up is when you start to see like real results happening. So, you know, I was all into fitness, and I learned of how you can like flood your body with all these plant-based nutrients. And it was just like, wow, that's amazing. Because I had 2 kids at the time, and I was looking for a way to help one of them eat better, because he was a very picky eater and was like always sick all the time. And so we added this nutrition in. He was a baby, 14 months. And it was just incredible to see the transformation that happened with him within 2 months. Within 2 months, at 16 months old, he had been taking Juice Plus, our gummies, which are so delicious. And at 2 months, he started picking up broccoli all on his own, which was something he never did. I mean, he would pick out the smallest sliver of any vegetable in any meal when he was that age. And then one day he started picking up broccoli, like the whole floret, and eating it. And I was just like amazed. The next day I happened to have cabbage on a plate. He started picking that up and eating it. And it was just like amazing to see that in 2 months, his like they call it metabolic reprogramming. He was being reprogrammed by the nutrition he was getting through those gummies. So he was just like my first example of the power of nutrition, and power of nutrition through Juice Plus, because it's all concentrated and your cells are like, yes, this is what I want. These are the things that my body knows is good for me and I can use. And to see that happening with a child that young, you can't control that. So it was just incredible to see that. And it really gave me a peace of mind, because I really did struggle with trying to figure out how to get him healthier and not up at night and needing a vaporizer and all kind of other things. So for me, I noticed with my fitness levels, my recovery times after like serious intense workouts was greatly reduced. I no longer, I had more stamina, more endurance in the gym. And I started this in my 30s. Now I'm in my 40s and I'm feeling so good. I swear I feel a lot better than I probably did in my 20s, because I have energy all throughout the day. Like, it's just like constant flow of energy. And I remember when I was in my 20s and 30s, I used to around lunchtime want to pass out and just take a nap. So that doesn't happen anymore. And I flood my body with the fruits, the vegetables, the berries. I take the omegas. We use the complete vegan shake as another source of protein with even more nutrients. And what else do we have? And then I have my tower gardens, and it's amazing. So if you who said, look at my skin, oh, thank you, because I have no makeup on whatsoever, guys. I rolled out, pulled up my hair, but you'll see that healthy glow with a lot of the women in the Juice Plus community. Like when we get together, people are like, oh my gosh, because there's a glow that you have when your body's getting the right nutrition. It's just incredible. So if you are looking for a group of amazing people to partner with, reach out to the person that introduced you. I want to thank Joy for having this event. It was fantastic. Like, it was really good. Definitely reach out. It's only $52 to be a part of our community. There's so many benefits to being a part of our community that, listen, $52 is like a drop in the bucket, because what you will receive in return is so much more. And there's so many things you can't even put a price on. Like when I hear Bella talk, I met Bella when she was like recovering from having a stroke and a heart attack. And she today is a totally different person. Like, she has transformed and she looks amazing, like beautiful. It's just incredible. So those are the kind of things that happen when you're a part of a healthy community. That's not a trend. Fruits and vegetables are not a trend. Fruits and vegetables are what everybody needs. And so I want to just say thank you again, Joy. I'll turn it back over to you. I'm so glad. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. This was fantastic.
Yes, of course. No, you're the reason most of us are part of this Best Health Club. So I thought it was just fitting not only for you to be here, but for you to close us out. So again, thank you everybody that jumped in and stayed on and watched all of our demos and listened to our presentation. And you know, since we're kind of still on quarantine, we'll definitely do some more of these. So look out for announcements from whoever invited you to this one. And we will do some more in the future. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday. All of you moms, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your day tomorrow. However it is, you can do that. If your children aren't close by, jump on a Zoom with them. That's what me and my family are gonna do. We're all gonna jump on a Zoom together tomorrow and just wish each other a happy Mother's Day. You know, we'll always be in each other's hearts, even though we can't see each other. So again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Enjoy your Saturday. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you at the next one.
Good job, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
I've got to get Bella's pickles. I got to get that sauce. Hey, Patrick. God.
Chef Bella. We need to put
Michelle, it's on my page. It's on Heart Sister.
Oh,
It's gonna be up too long.